How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Fallout 76 guide, and today we're going to be covering which legendary roles are best currently. Now, over the last couple days on stream and off stream, I've been testing anti-armor versus bloodied, and then also decided to try junkies versus anti-armor to see which one was better. Now, if you don't care for the actual video itself, I'll save you some time. Bloodied is the best role to use as a bloody build. It's no longer anti-armor for crits or on hit, so there's that. And then for full health, junkies, aristocrats are pretty solid options now because anti-armor cannot match up to those legendaries anymore. Now, for anyone who may say that the bloodied was always the best, to an extent, yes. For any weapon with a perforating mag or had the ability to achieve 90% anti-armor, did better than bloodied. So before the mid-season update today, if you paired a bloodied fixer versus an anti-armor fixer, the anti-armor fixer will do more damage on hit as well as through crits. If you're using a weapon that didn't achieve the 90%, the anti-armor would be better overall as a crit weapon. Bloodied would then be better for on hit, more for DPS. But that's all changed now. So in this video, we're going to be covering 3 weapons, 3 legendary roles with the exact same legendary roles, and all using the same mods for their weapon type. And I'm going to be completely honest, I have retook this video about 5 to 8 times, and this one is probably the most scuffed but the most accurate. Now lastly, this is going to be covering ranged. Melee is not going to be a part of this video, although it's relatively the exact same. Timestamps below, and let's get right to it. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the weapons we're going to be using today. So we're going to be using 3 different kinds of weapons that are all rolled exactly the same and with all the same mods for that weapon type. We have anti-armor, bloodied, and junkies. Now each of these weapons will have 50 crit, 25 LVC, and we're going to be starting with the full health build first. Now for the fixers, we are going to be running the double aligned with the tweaked receiver, as well as the plasmas with the calibrated aligned automatic. And then for the Gatling plasmas, we're going to be using the prime receiver with the beam focuser. Now after many tries and Earl runs and using a variety of different weapons with and without buffs, it all came down to the same conclusion. So in this run, I'm going to be going with PA and not running much of any buffs, because the outcome is going to be the exact same. Now this build is kind of meh. I mean, I put this together just so I can use all of the weapons. And one thing I would like to note is that I am missing stabilizer. Forgot to swap that out before I went down. But the damage difference still remained the same. But now after going through all of the perk cards as well as the legendary perk cards, we're going to go ahead and get our weapon out. And we're going to go ahead and get ourselves in full health. Now that we have all that ready to go, let's pull out the anti-armor 50 crit Gatling Plas. Now for all the weapons, I'm going to be showing the base hit and the crit damage. Now honestly, after I've ran this, I totally forgot that I didn't have a lot of canned coffee, so I couldn't really see what, or keep my AP up. So I do apologize for the slow regen, and I don't have access to company tea on my PC character. Now as you saw, we hit for 189 for the base and 557 for the crit. We'll go ahead and get that charged a couple more times and then see if it stays consistent. So let's go ahead and get that charged. We got another 189, and for the crit, 572. And the reason for that is because of my adrenal reaction for my mutation. So let's go ahead and get that charged again after we clear out these Wendigos. Now hopefully we can keep our health up so we can have a reliable count. And we are going to be hitting for 557, 189 again. Now let's go ahead and switch over to the junkies. Now we're going to go ahead and proc our crit right away. And for the crit, we are going to be hitting for 615 and 203 for the base hit. 203 again, and 615 for the crit. We'll switch back to the anti-armor, but you can clearly see that the junkies is doing more damage versus the anti-armor. Now with that, let's go ahead and switch on over to the plasmas. We're going to be using the anti-armor 50 crit plasma first. But first, let me go ahead and get rid of these Wendigos. Alright, just to show again, there's the anti-armor 50 crit. Let's go ahead and pop that base hit for 148. And for the crit, we're going to be hitting for 661. Go ahead and pop a little bit more coffee here so we don't have to wait for the AP. Then let's go ahead and try it again. 148. Wait, gotta heal. 683, totally forgot to heal. We'll do it again. 148. And for the crit, 661. Now this part is just really scuffed, I'm going to be completely honest. We're going to switch over to the junkies, and we're going to hit for a base of 162. And I don't know why I didn't think of just clearing the Wendigos. So I'm there just trying to get the VATs off so I can get the hit. But Earl decided to Harry Potter. And we managed to get a couple shots off, and we crit for 652. Now after he kind of went up and down, I managed to get another crit in for 652. Now it's a little weird for the plasmas. The junkie doesn't seem to do as much compared to the Gatling plasmas. So we pull out the anti-armor again, and we're going to try and see if we can pop another crit. We're hitting for 651. But it was really weird. Out of all the weapons that I tried, the plasma guns, or at least the plasma rifles, always did a little bit better as an anti-armor and full health. But let's go ahead and try fixers with a perforating mag. We're hitting for 153 and critting for 485. This is the anti-armor 50 crit. Now let's go ahead and use the junkies next. This one will go a little bit faster because I can fill my bar a lot easier. But we're hitting for 162, 533. Try and go for another hit, 162. And then 553. Now even without sneak, the junkies was doing better than the anti-armor. Now let's go and check out the bloodied versus anti-armor. Now with all the Wendigos out of the way, let's go ahead and put on the anti-armor 50 crit Gatling Plas. And we're hitting for 292 and 638 for the crit. We'll go for another one for 638 and 292 for the base. Now let's move on over to the bloodied. And we are hitting for 738 and 339. Already can see a massive difference in the damage between the two. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more liquid courage as well as some canned coffee, so we can keep our AP going and not have to worry about the fear. But again, for another crit, as well as some more base hits for 734. Now let's go ahead and do the plasma. We're going to pop things off with a crit right away, and we're going to be hitting for 741 and a base damage for 234. But to make life a little easier, let's pop a little bit more canned coffees, and we're hitting again for 234 and 741. Honestly, kind of nice damage, even inside of PA. Let's move on over to the bloodied and see what kind of damage we can do. And again, all of these weapons are using the exact same rolls and the exact same mods. For the base, we're hitting for 272, and for the crit, we're hitting for 788. Now, kind of a difference between the full health versions, right? Bloodied being the stronger version with the plasmas. Now let's go ahead and do the fixers to close this out. We're going to start with the anti-armor, and we're hitting for 219, and then we're critting for 552. Pop out a couple more shots, 219, 219. I don't know why I was so stubborn and not to take out those Wendigos, but we hit for 552 again for another crit. I had to clear out Wendigos, but here is the bloodied, and we're hitting for 281, and for the crit for 632. We'll pop a couple more shots, 281 and 632. Clearly showing that bloodied is now stronger than anti-armor, at least for a bloody build. But that about covers it, friends. I hope you guys found the information useful. This is something that I've been testing in the PTS quite a bit, as I've said earlier, and I'm really surprised that they brought it out so soon. Now, it's not a crazy change. It's a simple 1-star swap for anyone who's wanting to have the best roll for their weapon. Anti-armor is still pretty good, but there are better options now. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys think. But if you enjoyed the video or found any of the information useful, please be sure to like, comment, or subscribe. It really helps me out, and I do appreciate all the love and support so far, guys. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, happy hunting, good luck, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.